Why do Africans still worship foreign gods? The bigger question, why are Africans still dominated by foreign gods and religions? Christianity and Islam were used to justify colonialism, keeping Africans in a submissive mentality long after colonialism ended. Many of these faiths reject modern medicine, instead clinging to faith healing, just worsening things like AIDS and HIV. Ladies and gentlemen, let us not forget that the Catholic Church condemned the use of condoms, which led to the spreading of AIDS and HIV on a scale never seen before. And lastly, Africans are taught to pray for solutions instead of actively working towards this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a trap. This is a way of controlling a person. What is the best way of keeping a prisoner imprisoned? Is to have the prisoner believe he is not.
Good people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Awake in Africa and I'm your host Bemo. So on our today's episode, I'd like to discuss about a topic that is very thought-provoking and a topic that maybe this is a topic that maybe propelled me to start this YouTube channel, because I started this YouTube channel specifically to talk about matters Africans, matters Black people, matters the awakening. Now, talking about awakening, let us talk about religion. What is religion? If someone asks you today, what is religion? I hope you've watched that video, or that prelude video of that white man asking very serious questions, right? He's asking Africans, Black people, do you know that religion was brought to control you, to control the narrative of slavery and colonialism? Yes. Now, if you guys you want to argue with me, then I want you to argue with me in the comments. Talk to me, tell me what you think about that video, and then there are certain clips that I'm going to play for you. So most probably I'll ask you to watch this video to the very end. Watch these clips. Different creators, credit to them by the way, they're trying to ask questions, right? They're trying to ask you questions that really make sense. And if you, I'm not trying to break your faith or to challenge your faith, but you know there is freedom of worship, so you can worship whatever you want to. So actually I like you to go deeper the rabbit hole and think after watching these clips, and then you tell me what you think in the comments. But before that, kindly subscribe this channel if you want to get enlightened and awaken. This Awaken Africa, of course. And then make sure that you like this video, you leave a comment, share it, and turn on post notifications, because each and every day I post videos that are thought-provoking like this, videos that talk about Black people and matters that affect them, religion, politics, economics, all around. Guys, let us jump straight into the video and I'll be back with my further analysis.
So you as a Black person, you still experience racism till today. If you want to go to any country that is not in Africa, even African countries, you still require a visa. They will still stress you. Even if you give them all the information they need, they might still refuse you just because you are Black. They will not give you jobs just because your name sounds African. And you actually believe that they like you enough to give you a religion that has power. You know, somebody said something. They said, even if King James himself that translated the Bible into what it is today, if he comes today and come and tell you guys that, oh, everything that he wrote is a lie, is a myth, he just wrote it just as a way to control men and women, you guys will say he's lying. That's how deep you guys are gone. So I mentioned that religion is the biggest problem of Africa, and people like to compare that there are other developed countries that are religious too and they are doing well. And the reason why Africa is not doing well is because people are actually really bad here in Africa and we have bad governments. But firstly, you cannot even tell me that before slavery came to Africa, Africa was not doing good on their own. You cannot tell me that everybody in Africa was bad before religion came, right? So secondly, other developed countries, the way they are religious is so different from the way Africans are religious. You don't go to developed countries and see so many church in one street or so many mosques in one street. In Africa, you see that. You don't see people in developed countries go to church every time and give pastors their money, always paying money to pastors. You don't see them prioritizing religion over their own livelihood, over living a good life, over building something for themselves or building generational wealth. It is so different. So the way you are religious in Africa is not the same way you are religious abroad. So religion is still our biggest problem.
So you're telling me I have a heavenly father right now. And this is not any type of father. This is a father with unlimited ability, capacity, and power to help me and assist me at any given time, right? But instead of helping me out, he's definitely going to look at me, watch me struggle, then reward me for what I've been going through. I don't know who who convinced us that that's love. I mean, think about it this way. There's someone right now, a Christian, beautiful Christian woman. She's being sexually violated somewhere in the world right now. And instead of God helping her out, he's watching. Because I get it, he's omnipresent, he's everywhere, he's in us, he's everywhere. He even knows the number of hairs I have, but he's watching his daughter get violated. Think about it this way. If I had a kid, if I had a daughter, then someone broke into my house and started sexually violating my daughter, then instead of helping her out, I tell the guy, hey man, continue. And then I look directly into my kid's eye and tell her, I'm so proud of you. I'll never allow anything that you cannot handle in your life. I'm so proud of you. Right? What do you think my kid will think of me? And what would you think of me? Would you say that I am a loving dad or what? Think about it, bro. Is that love? Because if abuse is the definition of love, then you have it all wrong, bro. You have it all wrong. You have it all twisted. It's either you're a psychopath or you just don't know what love is. So how can God be good? How can you say that I'm a good father for allowing someone to sexually violate my kid? Imagine I tell her, don't even come into my presence after this without forgiving this person, or else I'm not going to release your blessings. If that's not a psycho, I don't know what is, Chief.
Most Africans don't name their children after their own ancestors anymore because religion has convinced Africans that our own African ancestors were evil and they were barbarians. So we cannot give our children their name. But the same religion wants us to accept a barbaric God. They want us to accept a religion that is so full of blood. They tell you that God killed his own son for you. So between this God of religion and our ancestors, who is more barbaric? Who is more evil? The God that created the whole universe could not find a solution to a simple problem and killed his son. And they want you to accept that God over your own ancestors who never did anything wrong. Our ancestors that gave birth to us, our ancestors that gave us life, our ancestors that brought us to this point where we are. So they say our ancestor is barbaric, our ancestors are evil, but they want you to accept a God that killed his son, a God that created the universe and cannot simply get rid of a simple problem and has to kill his son. So they have convinced us Africans to throw away everything that concerns our ancestors and to accept their ancestors. So African parents are busy giving their children the name of foreign ancestors. You are a Christian, you give your child the name of some foreign white man. You are a Muslim and you give your child the name of some foreign Arab. Somebody, maybe they were evil. You do not know them. They were barbarians. But you just take their name blindly and give to your child while you neglect your own ancestors, the one that brought you to this moment, the one that existed so that you can exist. But we have accepted their religions and their names and their gods and neglected blindly our own ancestors.
And the funny part is, religion makes sure that even when they have abused you to the fullest capacity, even when you can no longer afford to live, you can't kill yourself.
So, guys, I think. So, guys, welcome back to the channel, and I'd like us to think it this way. What was the genesis of Islam, or what was the genesis of Christianity? How did Christianity find itself in Africa? How did Islam find its way into Africa? And if I can remember very well, I will tell you that I normally say this on my channel, that I come from the coast of Kenya, and at the coast is where most of these visitors came through, because there were no planes, so they used the ships. We have very good harbors back home, here at the coast of Kenya. Although I don't live at the coast, I live in the capital city, Nairobi. So, but back home, that's the story. So, guys, back to this story. I was trying to draw a picture of you. So, there is something sinister that I must agree with this white man who was asking these questions about religion. Do you know what the Muslims did? The sultans from the Middle East. Do you know what they did? This is true. This is a true story, and it is in history. People were raped, right? You don't want to accept that religion, you'll get raped first, right? Number two, you'll have to leave your culture, leave everything, abandon your names. You have to adopt a new way of living, or a new way of life. Of course, you need to adopt the Arab culture, everything. Just look at Muslims; they have adopted everything from the Arab culture, right? Then talk about these people. Let's say justifying slavery. The known people, or the known race, the Arab people, were the first people to orchestrate slavery in this world, and it was done on the black people. And these Arabs came to the coast of East Africa. I come from the coast of East Africa. I give you this history faster from a person who knows the history, because we know it. It has been passed from generation to generations. Now, I normally say my name here. I've never told you my white. I have a white name, of course, but I don't like it, because what is the essence of you bringing me a religion, and yet you want me to you want to change my culture? You want to rename me? I was asking myself some question, and I have been asking my friends the same thing. No, leave alone Arabs. The British came to the East African coast. They came to Africa. They brought Christianity. The same British and the Portuguese, they went to India. And they went to China. They went to Thailand. They went to Philippines, Singapore. I have never seen an Indian with a white name. I have never seen. Indians, they do pray to Buddhism. They follow their way of life, Buddhism. Back in Africa, we had our own deities, our ancestors. We can pray to our ancestors. And so when you try to have this conversation with, I know most of my followers here, my subscribers are Christians. And when you try to have a conversation with a Christian, they will try to refer you to the Bible. But there is a guy who has asked you a question. What are you thinking? What's your thinking? What are you thinking? What's your point of view without referring to the Bible? What's your point of view? What's your take on this matter? And this is a conversation that is worth people talking about. Black people will always want to do away with slavery, colonialism, but they don't want to do away with one key aspect of colonialism and slavery, and that is Christianity. Religion is the problem that is ailing our continent. Religion is the problem that is. For real. I was born in a mixed state. First of all, I was a Christian, and then I converted to Islam, right? Yes, this is me. I converted to. I was born a Christian, and then I converted into Islam. But it reached a point whereby I felt like, no, religion is not answering my question. Rather than it is leaving me with more questions than answers. And that is why I decided to renounce religion. Yes. So my people, if you're a black person, if you're watching this video, the best thing I can tell you right now is If you denounce religion, denounce Christianity, denounce Islam, that's your first step of your awakening. Why do you have to give me a white name as my first name? What about my ancestors? Someone is telling me that if I acknowledge my ancestors, I'm worshipping evil. How do the people who make sure that I will exist, my lineage, how come are they evil? Does it mean I'm also evil? Christianity and Islam was just proved the other day. Maybe before people started accepting their ways, maybe in the late 18s and the early 19s. That's when people, and there is a whole story behind black people accepting religion. People were massacred. If you don't want to believe in Christianity or Islam, you're massacred. Have you people seen the letter by King Leopold? The letter by King Leopold. The letter that he addressed to the missionaries in Congo. Have you ever seen it? So, you can pause this video and read this letter by yourself. Is this really what you guys want? I know you're going to argue with me that other countries and other continents, they do worship and they do have the religion, but they're prospering. You know, that doesn't answer my questions in this video. And I have taken this message seriously because a white man himself has told you black people that you need to think outside the box on matters religion. Religion is what is ailing you. Right now, wherever I'm seated, when I peep outside, I can see a church. To my left hand side there is a church. To my right hand side there is a church. In front of me there is a church. Behind me there is a church. There are thousands of churches. I think only Nairobi alone has 10,000 churches. You know, Nairobi alone has 10,000 churches. So you can imagine how many churches are there in Africa. Religion has destroyed us. Religion has finished us. So the earlier you denounce it, the better. Black people don't want anything to do with slavery and colonialism, but don't tell them about religion. Christianity was brought to control you. Islam was brought to control you and control the narrative of colonialism and slavery. They justified it. If someone slaps you on your right hand side, give them the left hand side. Slaves, obey your masters. Have you guys read the book How to Make a Negro a Christian, written by Reverend Dr. Charles Colcock? Go and research about that. Go read about that. And then you come here. We shall have this conversation. Go read about that book. Go read a book talking about religion too. It is called The Sandal. Go find that book and read it. Probably you might find it on Amazon. Go read it as a black person. And then you come again, you comment, you tell me what you think. What do you think? We the young people. And there is a reason as to why I named my channel Awakened Africa. I want people to be awakened. Just people to be aware, to be awakened, to know who are they. Black people, who are you? This is Awakened Africa. I've been your host, Bemo. I don't know what you think about this video, but let us have the conversation going on in the comments. Of course, like this video, share this video so that each and every person can be enlightened and be awakened. Of course, turn on post notifications because every day I post a video and I'd like you to be the very first person to watch. Thank you. Peace out.